And they're just gonna fight in losers' quarters of this tournament, just casually, as one does.
But we'll see that then. Right now we have Squanto versus Xaro. They're starting us off on Jules Vale for game 1.
Just like one dart at a time.
It's something, you know, brick by brick, that's how you build the church on the hill, right? Like,
sure, but he got 3% and Xaro's got 45 already.
Hey, sometimes the structure doesn't hold quite well at first. Oh no.
Usually brick by brick doesn't imply that you're also fighting like the erosion of time.
Okay, this is looking rough to start out with.
Xaro's pissed that he's in losers this early.
I mean, like, it's just for everybody, right? Like, nobody was ready to go into losers. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, nobody wanted to be in losers this early, especially, like, if you lost to people that you don't get to play often. It's not like, oh, this is the usual person that I lose to. It's, apparently I had to play blue this time. Never got to do that before.
We didn't know he had an internet connection, but here he is. Okay. Right now, Squanto did take the lead.
Yeah.
Got the stop. Stall at 77%.
Hopefully Xaro's not ruin the day that he SD'd. That's the thing, like, some people are able to bring it back. Woo, okay. Pretty even. Some people, like, they SD and their mentality goes down the drain. And some people are just like, alright, I made a mistake, let's get back in there. We're about to see which one Xaro is.
I mean, I think the other thing that you can't discount, too, is that, like,
just outranges that tongue. That was crazy.
Squanto also adjusts really well as a player too. So like part of this is also just Squanto being really good at figuring out how the other person's playing.
Oh no, I totally agree with that. I was speaking specifically to the like some people they just fall apart after an SD, but I was just like, all right, let's keep going. Especially
after like what you pointed out wisely with the juke back away from the tongue. Nobody who's tilted spaces that well. Right? Like, the moment you see that, you know that their composure is on point. Like,
you're either, like, running into it all day, every day, or you're just, like, trying to play way too safe, and you're just, like, all the way back here, and not actually getting anything for it.
There's, like, 2 feet between you and the tongue, right? But not pixels. Like, nobody who's tilted is willing to, like, put themselves there, and also, like, threads it.
Especially on an online connection.
Yeah. So Xaro's doing okay, especially because he won the game. Like, Xaro's doing fine. But, I mean, we see Squanto pull it together as a set goes on. We saw the previous 2 sets. It would not surprise me at all to see him, like, bring this to be a really, really close one.
That's what Squanto's been doing this entire bracket. On the Aether high, he's showing that he learns throughout the sets. He adapts, and like there's been sets so far that he's lost, and then by game 3 or game 4 it's just like I'm shocked that Squanto did anything other than dominate.
Yeah.
We'll see if taking this to a high school is any premonition of his ability to improve and to learn here.
That was nice. I love that, man.
I tried to make that earlier and I realized I did not make that at all obvious, so I just had to make the same joke again.
Ooh. Barely out of range.
Okay, not the up strong that I was expecting, but was not as confident on the DI there.
I love the parry against the down tilt, because that's been kind of how like Xaro's been applying a lot of pressure on Squanto. Just get on ground level, down tilt. That time waiting out the parry. That's how fast. Xaro got caught by the parry once and then immediately baits it like within 3 seconds.
Yeah, can you imagine like the adaptation that's needed to be like, I got hit once by this. Not like, oh, I got hit a couple of times, I should start mixing this up. It happens once and you're like, alright, never again.
I guess that's the presence of mind, right?
That's that top player privilege. That's the real top player privilege. It's not getting like backseat lounges at like big IRL tournaments. It's the like, I adapted so fast that you only got to do your cool gimmick once to me. Ooh, that down tilt. Okay.
Nice. And you saw the weave back to get away from the down tilt as well. Squanto looking more and more confident. He's on the verge of getting a 2-stock on Xaro at this rate. I mean, here we have a puddle in perfect reaction distance. Yep, still able to find it. Not able to line up just right after.
Hey, what did we say? This is like Squanto in every single set. Game 1 has just been the proving grounds, and games 2 and onward are how he shows exactly what he's made of. All right.
Frame 7, baby. But that should be... Whoa!
If that was a little higher, if like on a platform or even just like slightly higher in the air, I think that would have killed.
That was still so slick. Like I'm. Okay, all right. With the forward air. Sometimes that's all you need. It's just the big hitbox.
Squanto,
big axe kick.
Wrong. That was very good.
That was just more of what we've been saying about him, right? And just against even a player of Xaro's level, which is the top level, is he can still pick apart how to, like, you know, bring it back, put it together.
And this is where we're gonna see everyone else has been like, once Squanto figures it out, Squanto can do it. But I think Xaro's at that point where Xaro will also be adapting, and Game 3 could be a totally different story. We're gonna see on to the forest floor. Okay.
Wow. Grinder going.
Just juggling him. Not as much percent as I was expecting, but it was just funny seeing like up tilt, turn around, up tilt again.
It's one of the things that I really associate with Xaro's, especially in terms of like playstyles, is just having that. It feels like an endless vortex that he can sometimes trap people into, and like before you know it, they're from 0 to 70.
It wasn't complicated. It was just like down tilt, down tilt again. It reminded me a lot of like watching Fox or Falco just slowly up tilt another fast forward in Melee.
It's like a perfect example. Yeah, it's like it's that level of like vortex ability.
It's like, this shouldn't be working. It is though. We're gonna keep doing it.
Trying to take his time landing.
Oh, that bubble! The bubble
turns it around.
I thought Xaro was gonna use it. Wow, Squanto with another lease on life here should be dead. Instead, takes the first stock.
Very tiny stuff. Good edge cancel. Gets the fastball back there right afterwards too.
Not only getting the edge cancel, but like immediately, like that was planned. That was intentional, and he knew exactly what he was doing with it.
Because like, especially at this level, players are already trained to like expect the edge cancel, right? Yeah. That's what Rano is looking for.
Well, and then you start getting the people that like they won't edge cancel once just to like throw you off. Like, I expected an edge cancel, and now you're standing on a platform above me waiting.
Oh my gosh, what? That was off the droplet!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Xaro, you're pretty good. Ooh,
good call. That was nice.
Hey, remember I said like we're gonna see Xaro's able to adapt here? I didn't expect it to just be a bloodbath back and forth. I was like, one of these guys will.
No! Oh no! You hate to see it. Not Xaro. Squanto with such a good carry off stage, right? Lines up a nasty forward air, and then just unfortunately. Oh, he had something else in mind for sure. Like there was going to be something really nasty coming after that.
Oh yeah, we were going to see something slick, and instead just falls to the depths.
Oh man, you were saying like it was becoming a bloodbath, right? And I feel like that's kind of like the equilibrium as the as it shifts from one person figuring out the other one's changes and back and forth. Like that was an equilibrium game where they're just picking each other apart. We'll see whether or not Squanto is like stops it and like forces the sine wave, so to speak, back in his favor, or if Xaro's gonna keep going with that momentum forward into the fourth game. But Xaro
looks like we're going back to forced floor again. Squanto says, "Nah, I had that. I just fell off the stage. This is still my game."
I mean, it was honestly such an incredibly close game, and Squanto did have some really impressive strings here. So, like,
that always looks so silly.
Xaro's been dribbling himself every now and then. He did that in game 2 like 4 or 5 times in a row.
Xaro is the basketball, yeah.
Oh boy, this is 90. That's 94% out of just smothering single hits over and over again. Beautiful. Yeah, Xaro just grounded out that stock.
And the perfect extension with the puddle, too.
Wow,
wow! It's
this is starting to look like why Xaro made this his counter pick, right? In the previous game.
I didn't even think about that, yeah. When Squanto took her back here, at first this was Xaro's counter pick. And I like that. When someone's like, I only lost due to an SD, we can run it back. But man, Xaro is making it look like he knew exactly why this was the game plan.
Oh man. So much of it is just like the platforms here are so sparse and Arcane can still cover them so well, and then it's also a short ceiling. Like,
and Arcane just juggles you all day. Alright, Squanto, not gonna get pre-stocked here. Let's see if we can pull it back further though. The start to a comeback, but man, Xaro's not making this look easy off stage.
We got the bubble bath starting up too at the ledge. That is the most Xaro thing. Not the teabagging. I'm not used to seeing the teabagging. But that last sequence is what I think of when I think of Xaro. Is that he has that meat grinder ability that we saw for like almost the entire game. It's just single hit, single hit, single hit. You try to DI here or there, you try to roll away, I'm still following you wherever you go. But then he also just grieves your soul suddenly.
That charge and just watching Squanto like choose, because Squanto, if I remember right, like parries once also had rolled into there in the